Hi, my name's Julian, and this is another episode of the Football News Show, where we talk about all the latest news that happened over the weekend. First things first, let's jump into what happened in the Manchester United game on the weekend. Now, Manchester United did pull ahead early in the game with a goal from Marcus Rojo, his first in the English Premier League. Manchester United had a great chance to go into the lead when they got given a penalty in the second half. Ibrahimovic stepped up, looked sure to finish it, however, it wasn't. It was saved, and the game ended up finishing 1-1 in a really frustrating result for a lot of Manchester United fans out there. My personal thoughts on the game, I thought Manchester United started really brightly, and Bournemouth were playing atrociously at the back. However, after they had a man sent off, they really did seem to tighten things up and made it a lot harder for Manchester United. In saying that, Manchester United played really slow in the second half. It was really painful. It was honestly pretty disgusting to watch, and what a poor result for Manchester United in a week where pretty much everyone else around them all won their games, with the exception of Arsenal, which we'll get to in just a little bit. For me, Paul Pogba was one of the worst players on the pitch, missing 3 or 4 chances right in the death of the game there, where if you're paying $89 million for someone, you'd really think they could take at least one of those chances, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And yeah, $89 million or maybe some spring rolls for $8.90. I think at this stage anyway in the season, I know what I would pick, because the spring rolls would give me a hell of a lot more satisfaction than Pogba has been all season so far. Another point of contention we've got to talk about in the Manchester United game is referee Kevin Friend. Now, he did send off one player from the pitch, however, you could easily argue that Tyrone Mings and Zlatan Ibrahimovic both should have been sent from the field with red cards after massive incidents in the game. In the case of Tyrone Mings, it was pretty much what looked like a stamp on Ibrahimovic's head, and a few minutes later on the field, Ibrahimovic taking a massive elbow and coming right into Tyrone Mings' face. Now, if there is retrospective action, it'll be really interesting to see how Zlatan Ibrahimovic, if he is reprimanded by the FA, how that will affect Manchester United's season going forwards. They do have a very tough run-in coming up at the end of the season, so they really do need to ensure that they get as many points as possible from their games going forwards from now. Otherwise, top 4 might not be an option. Moving on to the other games in the English Premier League today, we had Liverpool against Arsenal, with Liverpool coming through in a 3-1 victory. Highlights for Arsenal, look, there really weren't a lot. One of the most interesting things from the game was Alexis Sanchez starting the game on a bench. Now, Arsene Wenger has come out and said this was purely for tactical reasons. However, as you can see, a lot of different news outlets seem to say that this was because of a row that happened in a training game or something like that, where Alexis Sanchez had a massive disagreement with Arsene Wenger. Now, I really do think his time there is numbered, and this will be a really interesting summer for Arsenal with the uncertainty around Arsene Wenger and Alexis Sanchez. I see one of them maybe staying. I don't see both of them staying together. That's not going to happen. Pluses for Arsenal again. Welbeck did have a pretty decent game there, which was good to see after he's been out for so long with injury. However, I think this game was all about Liverpool again having a good game against top-class opposition, where they really breezed through a lot of the game, I thought, and always looked in control. Now, other results that happened on the weekend, we had Manchester City defeating Sunderland in a 2-0 away victory, with Aguero getting another goal. Still seems to be a very important figure in that Manchester City dressing room. And look, hopefully Pep and Aguero can work things out. Then we had Tottenham defeat Everton 3-2 in a very close game, with both teams scoring goals in injury time in the second half. We had Swansea City defeating Burnley 3-2. We had Stoke City defeating Middlesbrough 2-0. Southampton beating Watford 4-3 in a really thrilling encounter. We had Crystal Palace defeating West Bromwich Albion 2-0. And finally, we had Leicester City defeating Hull City 3-1 in another victory for the Foxes. Honestly, I feel like Leicester City are a little bit doomed either way at the moment. Now, if they kept Ranieri, I could have seen them going down for sure. However, I feel like their players are still going to be going through and copying a lot of crap for everything that's happening now, with them winning all of a sudden under Shakespeare once Ranieri left. Now, whether you want to call that laziness on the part of Leicester City, or just not wanting to play for a manager, I think it's pretty disrespectful considering that Ranieri brought Leicester City, that's right, Leicester City, a win in the Premier League, a Premier League title when they've always been a team yo-yoing up and down between the two leagues. Now, how as a player you can possibly get so almost disrespectful, I frankly don't get it. I don't know if that's what they were doing, but it does seem a bit fishy that all of a sudden he's gone and they start winning all these games. Now, can't really fault the board and Leicester City's owners for letting Ranieri go. He was in very bad form. However, at the end of the day, Leicester City were still outside of the relegation zone, and it's frankly, it's just a weird one. It's such a shame, and hopefully things go good for Leicester and people still enjoy the club, because I can see a lot of people hating on them right now and kind of not really minding if they get relegated this season. In other news, Real Madrid beat Eibar 4-1 and Barcelona defeated Celta Vigo 5-0 at home at the Camp Nou. Atletico Madrid also defeated Valencia 3-0. Now, moving to the Serie A, there was a very interesting result that occurred during this weekend. Juventus drew 1-1 with Udinese for what seems like the first time that they haven't gotten a win in the season in a very long time. Elsewhere in results, Inter Milan defeated Cagliari 5-1, and AC Milan also got a 3-1 win against Chievo Verona. Despite Juventus' result in the league, Napoli actually got a win 2-1 away from home against Roma in what is a massive result. This means despite Juventus losing, they've still managed to somehow extend that lead at the top of the table. I do think Juventus will win it, but they can't afford to drop many more points going forwards in the season. As it stands, that leaves the table with Juventus at the top on 67 points, Roma underneath them in second place on 59 points, and then it really tightens up. We've got Napoli in third, 57, Lazio 53, surprise package of this season, Atalanta coming in fifth place at 52 points, and then just outside of that we have Inter Milan in 6th and AC Milan in 7th, narrowly behind Atalanta. With just 3 points separating 4th place from 7th place in the Italian league, it does look like it's been one of the better seasons so far for both the Milan clubs, and I could really see either of them getting into that 4th spot. In Germany, all the usual suspects won, with Borussia Dortmund getting a great 6-2 victory against Bayer Leverkusen, and Bayern Munich coming through with a 3-0 victory. With Leipzig drawing on the weekend, this now means that there is a massive gap between number 1 in the league, number 2 in the league, and 3rd place in the league, with Bayern Munich leading the division on 56 points, RB Leipzig in there in 2nd place on 49 points, and then finally we've got Borussia Dortmund there on 43, with Hoffenheim just below them on 41 points in 4th place. Now, moving on to one of the most surprising divisions so far, Ligue 1 in France. Now, we've got Paris Saint-Germain that got a 1-0 win against Nancy. We had Nice pick up another win. Saint-Etienne picked up a draw. Marseille got a 4-1 victory over Lorient. Monaco got a 4-0 victory over Nantes. And Lille and Toulouse drew with each other in the league. Now, what's been one of the leagues that's had a foregone conclusion so many times in previous seasons continues to stay very interesting. At the top of the table, we've got Monaco on 65 points. 3 points below them, we've got Paris Saint-Germain coming in at 62 points. Under them, we've got Nice as well on 62 points, just separated by goal difference. And then we've got Lyon way back in 4th place on 47 points. However, this is a 3-team race, and really at this moment in time, it could absolutely go in any direction. So if you're a French fan, stay tuned, let me know who you think's going to win the league. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's been another episode of the Football News Show. My name is Julian, and we'll be back really soon with another episode with all the latest news and highlights from the big leagues around the world. If there's any other information you want me to talk about, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll try and respond and get back to you, and we might even air it in the show. Thank you so much. Peace out. Cheers.